Hello y'all, this is Jawn and I am a music photographer from Houston, Texas. This is going to be video number 2 in a 3-part series where I take you, the audience, beyond the barricade to get a little peek at what I do for a living as a music photographer. Okay, so here I am, standing at Barricade at the 5 Seconds of Summer concert for the Meet You There tour, and I've strapped a GoPro to the top of my camera to bring you guys with me into this concert, in the pit, beyond that barricade, right up front in the chaos and madness and everything with me. And I bring you along as I run around and try to get the best content that I possibly can. And last but not least, I'd like to take a second to thank Photo Rental Source for sponsoring this whole project. Photo Rental Source is a rental house in Houston where you can rent equipment like cameras, lenses, lighting, and other accessories, and all at an affordable price. So if you live in Houston and are looking to try before you buy, go to photorentalsource.com to see what they have available. Alright, so let's get into this. Here you can see me running around in the pit, and to give some context, I'm taking photos with the Canon 5D Mark III, and the camera that you see right there is the Lumix GH5 that I use for video. And, oh, well, there's my face. Full disclosure, I was only allowed the first 3 songs to photograph the band, and this was the last of those 3 songs. This is song number 3. So I had already spent the first 2 songs taking videos, so you're gonna see me running back and forth quite a bit as I try my best to get as much coverage of each band member as I can, but we'll see how it goes. Right here you can see at the bottom of the screen that I'm sporting the Canon 16-35, which is that wide angle that I had talked about in the previous video. Now, whenever I'm stuck in a situation like this, I really have to consider how I'm going to utilize my time. So, if I only have about a song or 2 to capture as much content as possible, my idea is that I have to go and run around and get as many shots of each member as I possibly can, so that later I'll have a good variety of shots to choose from so I can pick the absolute best ones to deliver to the band. Okay, so this is one of those photos that I ended up keeping. It's a pretty straightforward and simple shot, but it's definitely one of those really clean takes. I made it black and white because I really like the production design and style here. To me, it has like this sci-fi outer space celestial kind of feel to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that plus the shine of Luke's jacket, it just kind of like matches with everything. And yeah, there's a lot of cool line work here, and the movement is nice, and other than that, it turned out to be a pretty cool shot. It's sharp, it's well exposed, and it's just pretty straightforward, and I like it. Moving along. Okay, so I got a shot of Luke, and now I'm coming back over here to Callum to see what's going on and to get a shot. And so you guys may know this already, but these guys are so tall. Like, literally all of them are so tall. It's unreal. I'm not used to shooting tall musicians, so it was kind of crazy for me. But anyway, yeah, so here's Michael, also very tall, and also a really great performer. And right here, you're gonna see him take a step forward right into this shot right here. Again, another really straightforward and simple shot. I really like the movement in this photo. You can see that he's taking a step forward into that part, and of course, the production is just looking amazing. I kept the color this time because the scene just looked absolutely vibrant and beautiful. Another example of that sci-fi outer space kind of look that's going on, and I even included a little bit of an overlay into those shadows over there. I don't normally do photos like that, but I decided to try something a little bit different for myself, and I added that to give it even more of that space-like quality to it. And yeah, besides all of that, just like the way it looks. Alright, now this shot right here, I like even more. And there's a few reasons why. Of course, I really enjoy the lighting here and how the color all turned out, but as far as what's going on in the shot, I mean, obviously it looks like Michael is kind of feeling himself in this moment right here, and we're still pretty early into the set, so yeah, he's just grooving at this point. We're at the bridge, so you can tell he's just chilling and doing his thing, so nothing too technical here. I just like the way that it turned out. Oh, also, shout out to @MichaelClifford on Instagram, who actually ended up posting this photo. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, Michael. This probably won't make the video. But either way, alright, let's keep going. Okay, so now I have to consider the fact that I am now at the bridge of this song, and I have only taken photos with the 16 to 35. So I'm running over here. You can kind of see how frantic and hectic this is. And disclaimer, I do not recommend that you leave your camera on the ground and switch lenses like this. But again, I only had maybe a minute left to capture what I could, so I kind of had to go and run around and do things a little bit hectically. Okay, so I'm running over to Luke. I got shots of Callum and I got shots of Michael, and now I gotta get some of Luke right there in the middle. And so a quick shot right here, Luke singing, pulls away real fast, and again, I just really enjoyed the lighting and the color of this design. The lighting design is so nice. Huge props to their LD. They made it a very fun show to shoot. It just looks really good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause here. Can we take a second again to talk about how well every member can sing? Like, Jesus, they all sing so freaking well. There's literally not a single weak performer in this group, and I'm not trying to just like suck up or whatever. Literally, they're all extremely talented, they're all extremely handsome, they're all extremely tall. It's honestly kind of a problem. It's literally a miracle how this band even exists. Getting some more shots of Michael right now. I'll put a photo up of him singing real quick, but yeah, I'm just, again, really loving the colors of this show. I'm also really loving this shirt that Michael's wearing. I don't know what it is, I don't know where it's from, but I do know that I really like how that yellow is glowing in that dark blue setting. Michael had stepped back into the shadows a bit here, away from the lights, so I zoomed in a bit on the 24 to 70, and man, he is just glowing. He's very nicely lit, and I'm loving the separation between him and that jet black background. So another quick shot of Luke here. Obviously, in a technical aspect, it's nice and sharp, it's clear, the colors are vibrant, exposure is nice, but of course it has a few things that I do wish were different. We have that shadow covering up half of his face, and usually if the face isn't very clear, then I don't typically use the shot. But I will say that the one redeeming part of this photo, for me at least, is that even though half of his face is covered, the fact that I think having that shadow there kind of makes his eyes stand out a little bit more, at least to me. I'm all the way zoomed in at 70 millimeters. I even cropped in a little bit, and yeah, even from this distance, I feel like that shadow is helping make his eyes pop even more. And when I look at this photo, it feels like your eyes are just naturally drawn into his eyes, and that's honestly just a pleasant experience for everyone. Okay, we are getting to the chorus of the last song, the third song, and I know that I'm about to get kicked out, so I had to come over here and try and get some shots of Ashton, which I haven't really been doing this whole time because I've been running around up front with the 16 to 35, which is a really wide lens. So with the 24-70, I was able to get a little extra reach to get a more clear shot of Ashton on his drum riser. I would have loved to have used the 70-200 here to get even closer up on his face, but you do what you can, and the framing is good, sharpness is good, colors are nice. Again, I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's just 5 sauce, but everyone is just glowing. It's really nice. I'd like to take credit for it, but it's not me. It's just how they are. They look great. Sadly, this was the only shot that I was able to get of Ashton from the pit, but at this point, I am getting out of time, or I'm losing time to shoot. So this is the one that I was able to get from up here, and I'm glad that I was able to get something. But I got the shot of Ashton. I wish I could have gotten more from him, but now the time is up. Let's try and get that one last shot of Luke, and look up, and there it is. Right as the song hits that very last note, the stage lights up, the fans are screaming, Luke takes a step back, and this will be my last shot from the pit that night. Which brings me to the conclusion. That's it, everybody. This is song 4, so that means that I have to get the hell out of Barricade. You can see me rushing along to get my bag and other camera that was just kind of laid out underneath those steps, which wasn't ideal, but it is what it is. All the photos that you saw in this video were taken entirely from this one song, but when you only have those 3 minutes to get everything that you can, then yeah, sometimes a camera or a lens gets tucked somewhere that it shouldn't be. But either way, that was about 10 photos, 4 members, 2 lenses, 1 song, and a whole lot of anxiety. But either way, I'm happy about the pics. I hope to take some more in the future with a little bit more time, but either way, it was so awesome getting to see 5 Sauce live. I had an absolute blast, and oh my god, I have to say thank you so much to Crystal, who I could not have done this without. Without Crystal and her support this night, seriously, none of this would have been possible. So she was just so generous and so sweet. Honestly, it was a pleasure getting to meet her. Thank you, Crystal, again for everything. And thank you again to Photo Rental Source for sponsoring this series, for providing me with some great lenses to try out. It completely changed my game for these shots. If you live in Houston and want to try out any of the lenses that I just mentioned, then go to photorentalsource.com to try one out today or this weekend. But that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If I see that more people are subscribing and are present, then it puts a little bit more pressure on me to make more of these videos. So yeah, lay it on me. But that's it for today. Thank you again. Stay tuned for part 3. Later.